backstage with a victorious Dricus du Plessis. Dricus, what an incredible performance. How did you feel in there tonight?
Absolutely awesome. It was great after 11 months layoff to be back. New division, and it felt like home. It felt amazing to be back in there. You know, a lot of people talk about ring rust. I wouldn't say there was any ring rust, but it was definitely a very intense feeling to be back in the cage under the lights, and I enjoyed every moment, and I lived in there tonight.
I was about to say, it has been a long layoff for you. Going into the fight, what did you make of the first round? He got a lot of takedowns. How infuriating was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, fighting this guy, obviously I watched a lot of his fights going in, and I knew his strong point would be on the ground. He is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I didn't fear his ground game at all. I knew his ground game is his best part, but I've tapped 4 black belts before him. So for me, the ground is my safe haven, if you can call it that. So I was never really in trouble on the ground, so I didn't really care about the takedowns. All the takedowns he did get was when he was catching kicks. So the kicks were landing, and that was the important part for me, is landing those kicks in the first few rounds, in the first round at least. And then in the second round, it started paying off. So he started getting slower, and he started to telegraph his takedowns for catching the kicks. The actually takedowns that he did shoot on me, he didn't get the takedowns, so that was the important part. Is it was more he caught my leg than he was actually taking me down.
And obviously in the second round, you were trying to get a submission yourself on the ground. How close was that? Because it seemed like you nearly got it, but he just wasn't going to tap.
Yeah, I mean, I got the guillotine. It was between the guillotine, DAS, and Anaconda. It was between those 3, and I could play around there all day. And it was basically between those. And every time I just went to feel if it's there. If it wasn't there, I got some shots in, and I wasn't going to gas myself out trying to force a submission. It was either there or it wasn't, and it wasn't there. Every time I tried to go for it, it was a little bit closer, and eventually I got the control position, and he immediately stopped fighting, and I could feel like the shots are going to land, and I made leeway on that, and I could feel he wasn't really intelligent defending himself anymore, and I knew basically right there from the beginning of the flurry of punches that the fight was going to be over.
And obviously, you know, you're the former welterweight champion. You've moved up to middleweight. Are you going to stay at middleweight? Is that your focus, or can we see a trilogy fight with Soldij?
I mean, the trilogy fight sounds amazing, and it's something that I would personally love, and I guess the fans would love as well. But unfortunately, for health reasons and for myself, welterweight's never going to happen for me again. I'm done with that weight division. I'm solely focused on the middleweight division now, and even higher later on. But for now, middleweight division, getting that belt in the middleweight division and climbing the ladder and making sure I become the best I can be at middleweight, that's my focus at this stage.
And do you have an opponent in mind?
Whoever gets me closest to the title, if not for the title, that's my next opponent.
Well, we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.